I'm Martin Zielinski. I'd like to tell you the story of a journey and its guides. The journey started 400 years ago and is still being traveled now. The journey involves a cultural evolution spanning 3 continents, Africa, South America, and North America. And it's being traveled right now in Toronto, Canada. The original ancestral guides of the journey are long gone. However, they're now being succeeded by their contemporaries who are evolving the culture here on the shores of Lake Ontario. The lively and frenetic side of Brazilian culture, expressed by Maracatu percussion groups, is alive on the streets and in the performing spaces of Toronto. When taking in a performance by Maracatu Mar Aberto, don't be surprised to see an exhibition of the Brazilian hybrid of dance and martial arts capoeira, whether planned or spontaneous. The origins of Maracatu date back to 17th century Brazil, whereby slaves performed for the purpose of maintaining the organization of the black population. The procession celebrated the election of kings and queens. Maintaining African ancestral religions in streets and contemporary performing spaces facilitated the integration of black culture into Brazilian culture. Maracatu began its march onto the Toronto performing arts scene 10 to 15 years ago, part of a Brazilian wave. The lead guide of the Canadian leg of this journey was Alex Bordocas. Bordocas was joined by Brazilian native Aline Morales, schooled in Brazil by leading Maracatu artists.
De Toronto nunca antes me encantou. Nas ruas de Toronto nunca antes me encantou.
They formed the first Toronto group, Maracatu Nunca Antes. From the beginning, workshops have been a key method of gaining disciples of the movement. After learning the rhythms, all you need is a space which can tolerate some noise, and then jam. Attracting Toronto-based professional actor Suzanne Roberts-Smith to the movement and her participation in Baque de Bamba enabled Maracatu to move to a new venue. Inspired by the origins of Maracatu and the personalities of the troupe, Robert Smith collaborated with Morales in writing and producing the original play Maracatu U, staged in Toronto in 2014.
How dare I play this music? Do a play about playing this music? But really? In this lifetime? In this incarnation? How dare I not?
It took me a while to get to know the circles of people and to get to know their stories. And again, as I was developing this piece, that was the major question that I had, is what is this for you? Why did you start to play? How come you're still here? And then all of a sudden, more worlds opened up. So you start to realize that I started to realize that every single person in the ensemble had a profound and deeply meaningful, powerful story about personal redemption. And that somehow this music brought all of that together. Whether it was a subtle underlying truth or whether it was known reality.
Finally, I got the conga in my hands. Aline taught me some rhythm. I started practicing. And like magic, I could hear the world of the music open up to me, every tone and every rhythm.
The play provided Morales with a stage to express a deeply personal perspective as a leader of the movement.
It's my life. It's all about the gathering of incredible, amazing people. Amazing people, they come and they go. I don't have that freedom. It's the most joyful and at times a very heavy responsibility.
Count musician and producer David Arcus among the amazing people. His attendance of a Maracatu workshop led by Morales led to the formation of the Aline Morales group and the production of the Brazilian-flavored and Juno-nominated album Flores, Tambores e Amores.
Eu não queria te dizer, mas já faz muito tempo.
I think her innate sense of melody is, it's present in all of the songs. And I really liked the way that, if I would come up with a groove or a guitar line or something like that, I would maybe have a picture in my head of what, melody could fit with that, and what she would come with would be something totally different. And it was more often than not something that was, took the song to a whole another level that was just made it way more interesting to me. I have a melodic sense that comes from the stuff I listened to growing up, and is very much influenced by, American music, European music. And to hear these rhythms that come from, elsewhere, they come from a Brazilian sensibility, and they're influenced by the music of the Northeast, where Aline studied percussion and song. It's stuff that I never would go there melodically.
Back to the original Canadian guide of this cultural journey, Alex Bordocas. The explosive beats of his Maracatu group, Mar Aberto, and its nautical undertones continue to permeate the Toronto performing arts scene, including Nota events, just like this block party. Nota, the brainchild of Bordocas, is another Toronto cultural organization woven into the fabric of Maracatu. Its events fuse live musical performances, arts, and DJs who prove it takes more than an iPod to excite and challenge a dance floor. Tasting the fruits of labor harvested by the likes of Nota, Maracatu U, and the Aline Morales group has convinced your correspondent of this documentary that these Toronto artists are creating entertainment true to the centuries-old aspirations of Maracatu, preserving its ancestral religion in the streets and contemporary performing spaces, and in so doing, integrating the tradition into Canadian culture.